Let me show you what you can do to try to improve battery life on Redmi A7 Pro and slow down the process of battery aging or draining. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna open the settings, and then in here we want to go to battery settings. We're gonna start with that. If you want to temporarily increase the battery life, you can switch from the balanced mode to the battery saver. This can be very crucial at times when you don't have access to any power adapter at a given moment, and you don't want your phone to shut down because it runs out of the battery or something like that. Of course, I'm not saying to use it all the time, just at moments, as I said, when the battery is low and you still want to keep your phone alive for some additional hour or two. So this can be definitely helpful. In addition to that, if we go to battery protection, I can recommend you using some form of battery protection, whether it is battery protection, the standard one over here, or intelligent charging. Using these options allow you to keep the battery in a healthy state for a longer time, which of course pays out later in the future, because after some time the battery starts aging. It means that the battery loses the capacity and is going to last less time than originally. So of course you want to keep it in a healthy state for as long as possible, and keeping it or charging it to 80% instead of 100% can definitely help you with that. I know that this can be very annoying to use because realistically you don't use the full battery all the time. Instead of using 100% of the battery, you use like 80% only. But still, if you are willing to sacrifice that, or you know, you can just try to use it most of the time, for example, you can try to get used to it, see if you like it or not. But if you can get used to it, if you don't mind that, then of course this is something that I can recommend you to do. And besides that, another thing that you can do is you can check the battery usage in here in these settings. So here you will find apps based on how much battery they have used recently. So on this graph you can definitely see apps that drained the battery quite a bit. So if there is something that stands out, you can select the app, and then you can, for example, set some restrictions for the battery saver option in here. You can, for example, close apps after 10 minutes of background activity. So if you open an app and then you leave it, then after 10 seconds, sorry, not 10 seconds, 10 minutes, the phone is going to close the app so that it doesn't drain the battery all the time in the background. Or if the issue is still there, if the app still drains the battery quite a bit, you can just completely restrict background apps. So whenever you don't use it at a given moment, you can just restrict the access to the app, and it's not going to drain the battery. Of course, this option over here, restrict background apps, this might have some negative effects on certain apps that they have to work in the background in order to make them work properly. So you have to be aware of that. But most of the apps, I assume, you can restrict them without any negative effects, of course. Now, besides that, what is worth doing is checking up this option, battery checkup. In here we can find a great summary of suggestions that you can implement on your phone in order to extend the battery life. So while you don't have to use everything that is listed in here, you can actually decide what you want to implement and what should not be implemented. You can of course decide what you want to use, and then you should be able to get extra minutes or maybe even up to an hour. You will notice that most of these options that we have in here, they don't really add that much of the time. Like for example, here we have just 11 minutes. Here, if we don't allow apps to auto start, we just get 2 extra minutes. That's not a lot, but if we keep summarizing, if we keep adding more and more stuff, then suddenly it turns out that we can get even over an hour, and sometimes even more than that. That of course depends on what we have enabled or disabled in settings. I'm gonna also mention a couple of things that can be found in here in these settings, but still I want to mention them separately, just in case you don't really want to use this battery checkup option. And while we have a bunch of different suggestions that of course you can use quite easily, it's up to you if you want to implement them or not. Now, I also have to mention one thing related to charging the battery, and that is once again in the battery protection, or related to battery protection as well. The reason why we usually suggest or why it is recommended to use 80% of the battery or charge the battery to 80% is simply because batteries are built nowadays in such a way that they just stay in a healthy state for much longer. And if you are wondering when you should start charging, for example, because this also has an impact on the battery life, then the answer seems to be something around 20%. Now here it's not so clear compared to the 80%, which is pretty much which is something that is recommended by, I think, almost all manufacturers, if not all of them, manufacturers of the phone, of course, of phones, smartphones in general. But in the case of charging, it seems to be around 20%. Some manufacturers suggest to start charging at 25%. Some will say that you should start charging at 15%. So it seems that it is a little bit more flexible. But one thing you can be certain, or one thing that you can follow, one rule, is that you should never really drain the battery completely. You should never use the battery to 0%. You should always start charging the battery before it completely runs out of, before the phone completely runs out of the battery. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. You should definitely avoid that. And then you might be able to keep the battery in a healthy state for a longer time. And of course, I also have to mention that battery aging is inevitable. This is something that we cannot really fully prevent, but of course we can slow down by using these tips that I mentioned. Alright, so now we're gonna go to location in here in settings. And over here in location, we're gonna go to location services, and you can disable these two options, Wi-Fi scanning and Bluetooth scanning. You don't really need to use these options all the time. And whenever the phone needs to use these options, you will be simply informed about it, and you will have a quick access to these settings so you can turn it on whenever it is necessary. And these two options, although they might sound like they don't really do that much, in reality they can actually, these two options, when they are disabled, they can actually save battery a little bit. Then in privacy we can find usage and diagnostics, which we can also disable over here. You can check out if you have that enabled. If you do, then you can just turn it off. This will also save you the battery a little bit. Besides that, it is worth checking out display and brightness, and in here I can recommend you using the dark mode. This is something that is also recommended by the battery checkup option. Simply, dark mode saves the battery. It uses less battery than the light mode, so if you don't mind, you can of course use the dark mode, or you can go to dark mode options in order to set up a schedule for the dark mode. If you enable switch to dark mode automatically, then the phone is going to automatically switch between the light mode and dark mode. Then over here we have the brightness level, so of course screen brightness also has an impact on the battery life. The more brightness you use, the more battery is going to be used as well. So the best option to, or the best thing that you can do in here in this regard is to use the automatic brightness. The brightness of the screen is going to be adjusted depending on if you are inside or outside, depending on the lighting of the environment around you. So of course this will definitely help you save the battery, and even if the automatic brightness is enabled, you can still manually adjust the screen brightness. So I don't think that is a big problem if the screen is too dark or too bright at times. And besides that, we also have to, well, I also have to mention the refresh rate, and this is something that is quite, personally I feel like this is something that is quite silly to do. I mean, we can of course reduce the refresh rate to 60 Hz if you choose the custom option. And the reason why I say it is silly is because it's just visually unpleasant to use 60 Hz once you get used to 120 Hz, which is a standard nowadays. I don't think there are many phones that still have only 60 Hz. There are just, I think every smartphone, especially every modern smartphone nowadays, has at least 90 Hz. So it's just kind of silly to use 60 Hz at this point, but I still have to say that it saves the battery. And I think it might sound obvious to some people, but nevertheless I have to mention that 60 Hz saves the battery. Personally, I would never switch to 60 Hz because I just don't really like using a smartphone with 60 Hz, and I understand if someone doesn't either. But since I'm talking about improving the battery life and all the things that can improve the battery, I can of course mention this as well. Now, besides that, what you can also do is you can of course keep in mind of things that run in the background. Most of the time you notice them in the battery settings when you go to the graph about the battery usage. But still, if you use things like animated wallpapers, for example, or something that generally speaking runs in the background all the time or updates all the time in the background, it is going to use the battery quite a bit, depending on how often it does something in the background. So for example, animated wallpapers, since I mentioned them before, they really can drain the battery quite a bit. So you have a choice between, of course, having a cool animated video wallpaper, or you can just have more battery. So it's up to you. And I also have to mention another quite obvious thing, but still I feel like people tend to forget about these things. But if you want to save the battery quite a bit, if you want to improve the battery life, what you can also do is you can disable or turn off connectivities and connection options that you don't use at a given moment. So for example, if I am at home and I don't have any Bluetooth device connected to my phone, there is really no need for me to have Bluetooth enabled, so I can just turn it off. I can do the same thing, for example, with mobile data when I'm at home, if I have Wi-Fi, of course, or if I'm outside and I don't have Wi-Fi, then of course I can turn off Wi-Fi and use mobile data instead. This also, of course, applies to NFC, location, and all those other connectivity things and features, of course. So I'm not, of course, saying to not use these things at all. I'm just saying that you might want to keep in mind and turn off these things whenever you don't use them, and enable them back again whenever you have the reason to actually use them, to have them enabled. So I think that is pretty much it. However, if there are some more tips that I didn't mention in this video that you think are worth mentioning, then of course please let me know in the comments. In fact, let everyone know, of course. And besides that, if you are watching this video, you can check out comments to see if there are any additional tips provided by other people. And that is all. Leave a like and subscribe.